Hey, welcome to another unboxing video. Uh, I screwed up, let's be honest here. I recorded this with, and then didn't check the microphone and recorded zero audio. This took me a couple hours to unbox, so I'm not going to redo all that work of re-recording an unboxing, especially once I've already seen everything. So what I'm going to try to do is voice over this. I'm going to split this up into a couple different parts. So you have part A and part one and part two. What you're seeing here is me just talking about how much money I spent. So I'll go through those numbers now. We bought 2 pallets on this run. We spent $1,000 roughly. I mean, it was like $1,012 I think with tax on 2 Target pallets. This is a mix of returns and stuff like that. When we take this trip, we've said this before, we spend roughly $100. So this run cost us $100. In addition to that, though, we spent another $65 on renting a trailer so we could bring back the 2 loads, because I can usually only fit 1 pallet in my truck. So I rented a 5x8 trailer from U-Haul. And so that brings our total cost to $1,165, give or take, for these 2 pallets. So I'm going to unbox these and we'll get into that and kind of see what we have. So first thing we had here was a large blanket. It's a nice throw, kind of a velvety feel. So that was a good one. Next thing we had here was a large floor lamp. Everything seemed to be fine with it. There was quite a bit of box damage, so we were worried about the lampshade. But I opened it up here, as you can see, and checked it out. And everything seemed to be okay with it. It was pretty well packed in some styrofoam, and everything was in there. So I didn't see any damage to that. So we went ahead and listed that for a local sale. Here I had this Discovery art easel for kids. It's a tabletop easel. Everything seems to be there. We haven't quite gone through this particular item yet. As you'll see later on in this palette, we had thousands of items, like no joke, thousands of items. So we haven't been able to go through some of these smaller items yet and kind of determine if everything's there. But it all looked to be there. Just seemed like significant box damage. This is the this is the time of year where you get a lot of toys returned, as you can see here with a Barbie playset. This did not include a Barbie. It wasn't supposed to include a Barbie, but just like the art easel, I haven't gone through this yet to ensure that all the parts and pieces are there. That'll obviously greatly affect the value. If not all the parts and pieces are there, we'll do a local sale. We'll throw that in just basically a yard sale and sell it for like $5 or $10 probably. I think the art easel ran $35 and the Barbie house ran around that same price as well. Here we've got this is a kind of a mixed board of chess and checkers and Chinese checkers and backgammon and all that stuff. You saw me hold up a little wood piece there. It was broken. So we all the pieces seem to be in there and they all seemed sealed. So I still need to go through and just kind of ensure all that's there. But this was a $20 item and will probably be in our yard sale the next time we have one of those. Okay, here you see me twirling around what will be the first mystery box of this palette. It's a small one there. Oh, my knife, who knows what I'm talking about. Look at me. Not even realizing I'm not recording any of the audio for this. Going great so far. Alright, so we open this one up. And there's a little view of the box. Right off the top you can see I've got some shirts. Here we've got this baby bear thing. It sucks on that pacifier and makes a lot of scary noises, and its eyes open. I didn't realize it at the time, but later on we realized how just freaky that is. Just a little cheap toy item. That'll probably be something we kept for our kids. Tissue paper here. We'll hold on to all this stuff and keep it to for packaging materials and stuff for our eBay and Poshmark sales. Here's a little preview of what's coming. We've got this toothpaste here. It was all natural toothpaste and it was opened. So I need to take a closer look at it, determine if that's something we'll keep, but we probably won't sell it since it was opened. There we just got some makeup. And then we've got this Rachael Ray pot. So it looked brand new at first glance, but as we got into it a little bit deeper, the bottom was scratched up. And what it was is someone had it for a brief period of time, used it a decent amount, but kept good care of it, and then returned it, I'm guessing, towards the end of the 90-day return window. So I asked my wife to look that up, and I believe it was like $35, but it's basically worthless when there's nothing on it. I got a couple of these throw pillows. Throw is also the name of the brand, in addition to obviously what they are, which is throw pillows. Alright, next box. Or next item, actually. So this is a comforter set. This did sell for us already. It sold pretty quick as a local sale on Facebook Marketplace. I believe we got $40 or $50 for that. It was a $100 item, roughly. So again, we typically shoot for half retail, and that's what we got on this item. You can see all those salvage stickers on it. That means nothing. That's just what they put on all the pallets, or on a lot of the items on the pallets, a lot of the boxes, and they're a real pain to get off items. So you gotta be careful pulling those off because you can actually destroy a box. All right, here we've got an air fryer. So this air fryer is the reason we bought this pallet, because it was a $150 air fryer, and the rest of the pallet looked good too, but this was kind of the piece de resistance on it. But as I pull it out here, and maybe you can see, the housing is cracked. So this is something actually, and we still need to do this, check out the item and see if it still works even with that plastic cracked, because it looks like maybe it's just a cosmetic issue, and if it is and it still works, we'll probably just keep it for ourselves, because damage like that is pretty hard to sell to someone. But if you know it works and you feel comfortable using it, then it's definitely something we can keep. And we don't have an air fryer, so just something to add to our own collection of kitchen utensils. Okay, here's another mystery box. Taking my sweet time opening it up. And you don't realize how long it takes to open a box until you have to sit here and watch it. Alright, there we go. There's the items. You can see the box before I kind of dig into it. It was like an advent calendar for skincare products. A lot of times with this stuff, we're always a little turned off on selling it, especially because some of the things are open. But the skincare products themselves seem to be unopened, so we'll kind of probably just dig through it, see if there's anything we would want to keep, that maybe my wife wants to keep, and then otherwise a lot of that might just get thrown away. This was a Villainous, a Disney board game. It was factory sealed, but there was a dent in the box right there as I point to it. So we'll be able to sell that as new damaged box and get realized probably pretty close to retail for that. This is a sleep pajama set. This was a dog winter coat. I get really excited because I thought I had a pocket, but it turns out that's just where the leash would come through. Dogs need pockets. Dogs have things they need to carry around, treats, etc. Got some nice purple gloves. And the rest of this seemed to be all clothes. Oh, and this one giant bra. The problem with this bra, and I was being very childish here and couldn't stop giggling, but the problem with that bra was and I don't know how I didn't realize it at this moment because it's so close to my face and I'm pretty sensitive to this stuff, but it reeked of cigarette smoke. Like, it was just awful. I mean, to the point where we didn't even want to attempt to keep it, so we just ended up pitching the bra. The bra, and I think there was a pajama set in that box as well, that both of them just smelled like cigarette smoke, so those items got pitched, and the rest of the items in the box were fine, and we kept those. My wife is being a child off camera and losing it over the size of that bra as well. Here's another mystery box. A lot of small mystery boxes on this particular palette. Or I should say set of palettes. Alright, we've got some, I believe this was little girl's underwear. This was a Halloween item. I believe this was the only Halloween item we got, which was good. You don't want too much seasonal stuff. It can always be a bit of a pain. Not that you can't hold on to it for a year and sell it closer to the holiday. A little Christmas sweater there. But again, you just don't want to be holding on to a ton of inventory you can't flip for 9-10 months. That was a throw blanket. This was a sheet set. That item did sell in a local sale for $12, I believe. And this was a craft set. This is the kind of stuff my kids absolutely want to have, but we have so much of this stuff that I don't give them any more of it, because it's like, you want a bunch of pipe cleaners, go look in your room. I'm sure there's 8 million pipe cleaners in there somewhere. All right, here we have another Jonathan Y lamp. If you had watched my last video, I believe it was my last video, we had gotten one of these, and they're quite expensive, brand new. So we're excited to find one of these, although we have yet to move that other lamp. So it is one of those higher end items that are just difficult to move. This lamp here is actually 2 lamps with a kind of a glass globe look. And the box was still factory sealed. So we'll sell it as new, hopefully get close to retail, but it might be an item we have to sit on for a while. Okay, here we got another bicycle. I believe this is a 16-inch bicycle. It looked to be sealed. I still have to pull this out and put it together. I'm not in a huge rush, as this is something we'll probably sell closer to the springtime. But we're probably looking at $40, $50 in our pocket for this. We have to be careful assembling these things, because this has the tassels on the handlebar, and that's just something my cat will eat if it's sitting around the house. And we're still working on getting our building put up, so that hasn't happened yet. All right, this is the first of what I believe to be, I think there's 5 of these coming up, this coffin style box, and we've had a lot of great luck with these in the past. But as you can see, as we look into it, what we got this time was just a ton of the stuff from the front of Target. A lot of it was seasonal, holiday themed, but not all of it. Here I've got a lot of window clings, a lot of smaller Christmas decorations. There was a lot of this tissue paper that I'm holding right now, which we'll keep all of that as packing materials, so that's kind of money in the bank. These are charms for wine bottles. Just thousands of items. Hundreds, if not thousands of items in this box. And everything's worth, $1 retail, but for us it's only worth 25 to 50 cents. So the holiday stuff we'll obviously hold on to for a long time. We'll be holding on to that till next year, and then we might even have a hard time moving it, because we'll be moving it locally. But it doesn't mean there's no money to be made here. It just means we'll be taking a long time to earn that money back. That is an ornament, paint your own ornament set. Things like that. Those were mittens with like alpacas on them, so they are seasonal, but they're not necessarily Christmas themed. So we could try to move those here soon before winter is over, and maybe move those. I believe these were probably just stocking stuffers, but they were like a matching game. In our last pallet, we got a couple of these, but in this one, we got hundreds. Some sanitizing spray, and that's more of that. So again, it's just a big box of dollar items. So hundreds, if not thousands of items in just this one box. And nothing is retails for less than $1, but for us, it'll all probably be 25 to 50 cents. This is one of those keyring items that you can use to open doors and push elevator buttons and stuff, so you don't have to touch anything. All right, here's another box. This is a mystery item. Move that bike out of my way. This is probably one of the worst put together boxes I've gotten on any of these pallets. It's just absolutely falling apart. But it was an excellent find for us, as it was shoes. Shoes do so incredibly well for us. We sell a lot of them locally, or we'll move them on Facebook Marketplace via their shipping program. And yeah, people just go bonkers for these Target shoes. They absolutely love them. And there was roughly $500 retail value of shoes just in this box alone, which, we bought 2 pallets here for just over $1,000. So, we're looking at half the retail value of what we purchased just in this box. And again, we shoot for half a retail when we sell things, especially all these items which are new. So a quarter of our money made back just in this box. And we have already, at the time of recording this, which is just 1 week later, sold a lot of these shoes. There were a few orphan pairs here. I don't actually remember if the shoe I'm holding right now is an orphan pair or not, but there were a few orphan pairs, but for the most part, everything had a match and was good to go. Here's a king size sheet set, just kind of gray. We were pretty disappointed because we currently need a new sheet set, but we have a queen size bed, so just something we couldn't keep for ourselves. Here's another box, and I believe this was a lamp. Yes, it was a lamp, and I'll flash up the retail value of that. I can't quite remember. All right, here's another one of these giant, heavy coffin boxes. They were all falling apart. They were in not great shape. They looked so much better on the pallet, but as soon as we opened them up, just more of those items from the front of Target. So again, this one had some seasonal items. There's some balls there that are kind of make your own ornament items. Those bears, they look almost Valentine's, but they're actually just part of a series of animals, and the bears happen to be red. So I think we had a dozen or more of these ornament sets, probably a couple dozen of those bears. These were tasting journals for coffee and cheese. I think there was ice cream and all kinds of stuff. And we had hundreds of these, probably 400 or 500 of those. I have no idea how we'll get rid of those because locally nobody's really going to be interested in them. These are little tissue packs, travel packs of tissues. Here I'm talking about that bear. Again, it's not a Valentine's bear, but it kind of looks like it would be. And we can sell it in the next month or so if people are interested, although due to we'd have to have a sale outdoors, we probably won't be doing it. There are also dozens of these little packs of bath salts. I think there were 3 different scents. And again, they're selling at Target for $1 a piece, but we'll probably move for like maybe 3 for $1. This was a little makeup kit, and then there was also a candle inside that wasn't supposed to be inside. But there were lots of little bags like that, and also a handful of the small candles that were inside that bag. A customer would probably just place that candle in the bag. There were also all these puzzles. I believe we had, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen of those. I think they sold in the store for $3 a piece, so we'll probably move them for $1 a piece in a local sale. And, it might be something where we only move 1 or 2 per sale until around Christmas time, when I'm sure we'd probably be able to get rid of all of them. And hopefully by Christmas we have a building where we could hold sales in inclement weather. Our goal, we think right now, is to maybe have a sale once a quarter, although we might push that up to every other month if we're moving enough inventory in these. We live in a very small rural community, but we have a lot of interest, and we're kind of the only player in the area, so there's no one else really offering what we're offering, so we've kind of cornered the market, and that helps us out. So even though we don't have nearly the customer base that someone in a larger city would have, we have the entire customer base. Yeah, it was one-off weird wooden house set. I don't know what that was for. It's probably a crafting thing. And then we had a lot of these desk calendars, these 2021 desk calendars. Those are basically impossible to move. We probably had 30 or 40 of them, and I told my wife that we just need to, for every local sale, we just need to throw one of those in there for them, just to get rid of them. I clearly don't know what to do with these boxes in this moment. I should have stopped recording. I throw my back out. All right, here's another one of these large coffin boxes. I just can't get rid of them. There were, like I said, there were 5 in total, and they all had very similar items. And I do kind of go through each one of them here in these series of videos. Oh, this one was just the matching games. Just matching games. There's maybe 100 in that box, and then there were maybe another 100 in the other box. I did do the math on them, and I think it was around 2.25 of these matching games. At a dollar a piece, that's $225. We'll probably sell them for more like 50 cents a piece, and it'll take us months to move them. So that's, roughly let's say $100 in these matching games. And we may never actually truly realize that, but that's okay. You don't win every pallet, and these items will make us money. They'll just take a lot of time. Luckily, we're now in a position where we when we make this trip, we don't ever buy just one pallet. We've kind of decided that, especially after this, this was 2 pallets, and one of the pallets was fantastic, and then this pallet with all the cheaper front of Target items was not great. I mean, the quality of each individual item was pretty stellar. We had very few broken items. I think that air fryer was the worst example where it was actually broken. But so many of the other items were in perfect condition. It was just so many cheap items, and it would have been so disappointing to take that entire drive to only get those cheap items. So we're only buying 2 pallets at a time. We're only going to buy at least 2 pallets at a time moving forward, and that'll help the sting of the occasional bad pallet. And again, that pallet wasn't even bad. It just wasn't great, which is what we hope for. Great every time. So here's another mystery box. Again, there were just a couple boxes that are just in awful shape. That was a mascara pen that fell out. I believe I find the packaging here in a minute or so. A lot of items falling out of the box. Oh, there's the packaging for it. We had some Christmas lights. We were actually able to move some Christmas lights here recently, post-Christmas, so we'd try to do the same here. You got to let them go for a bit more of a discount than you would, say, in November or December, but, I mean, I'm willing to lose a couple dollars if it means I'm getting the money right now and I don't have to sit on these lights. These washcloths were all a little gross. It was like maybe something spilled in the store and an employee opened up a package for those, so all those went to the trash. There's a phone case for, I think, an iPhone 11. It had just a handwritten note that it needed to be, pitched, basically, but it was fine. This was a Pokemon backpack. This set is like a $35 play set, but the bottom strap had snapped off, and that part is completely ruined. The play set itself is brand new and fine, so we will sell it. But the backpack portion of it is trash. There's no gluing that back together. This was an HDMI cable. It's funny sometimes we talk about, we need like little one-off items, and then, I've never found an HDMI cable in one of these pallets before, but I said the other day, hey, I need a longer HDMI cable for my Apple TV and our new TV stand setup that we got. And sure enough, there was an 8-foot one. Perfect. There's some sweaters, there's a soap dispenser. A lot of these little items, you sell them locally and they move pretty well. But a lot of this clothing we sell online, and it moves so well and so quickly for us, and we end up making a lot of money. This is a Minecraft pajama set. Shirt. More cookie kits. All these Christmas cookie kits we've just been kind of selling. All these Christmas cookie sets we've just been kind of giving to our chickens. Weight Watchers scale. We did sell this almost immediately locally. I believe we got $10 or $15 for that. Some bras. Bras do sell for us locally, but we get a lot of creeps on Facebook messaging my wife. Same with underwear. That was an as seen on TV kind of UV light for sanitizing purposes. And this is just some miscellaneous jewelry. And as I always say, like if you get a pack with 5 or 6 pairs of earrings on it, and you're missing one earring, obviously that one set is useless, but the other 4 sets are still hold value, and we can usually sell that for anywhere between $1 and $5 depending on the costume jewelry that's on there. So never just pitch that stuff. It might look like garbage, but there is value there. And that box was toast. Immediately went to the burn pile. All right, that's the end of part 1 here. Go ahead and tune in hopefully next week for part 2 when I release that. Again, this was 2 pallets. We spent around $1,200 for both of them. And, overall, it's been a success. And you'll see kind of the rest of what we got and everything coming up in our next video. So make sure you hit that like button. Comment, let me know what you're thinking of this format. I do not intend to do my videos like this moving forward. I don't really like doing it like this. Again, I just screwed up in the initial recording and forgot to record the audio. So here I am doing a voiceover, which I'm not a huge fan of. So, like, comment, hit that subscribe button. I think I'm as of recording right now, I'm 1 subscriber away from hitting 30, which is a low milestone, but it's a milestone for me, and I'll be so happy to hit it. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.